that stick, and man go remember na Dr. Fru. If you want to come back and that stick, and man go remember na Dr. Fru.
Dr. Fru, Dr. Fru, na kanda stick. Dr. Fru, Dr. Fru, na kanda stick.
Antioxytoxin, AOT. AOT is a compound made of extracts from more than 80 medicinal plants. AOT revitalizes or quickens all body cells in a holistic manner. AOT is antioxidative, antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic, antitoxin, antipoison, antiviral, and anticancerous. AOT is 100% natural, rich in organic compound, impregnated with high radiant and mystical energies that give holistic healing and general body wellness and wholesomeness. AOT cleanses the blood and builds the immune system, both naturally and supernaturally. AOT has a holistic approach in handling HIV/AIDS or a variety of immunosuppressor diseases in the body. Go for AOT, antioxytoxin.
Welcome to Health Secrets. Here we find ourselves in this beautiful garden, Dr. Fru's Garden of Eden's International Healing and Research Foundation here in Boya. Today we are celebrating traditional medicine. Today is the 9th edition of the African Traditional Medicine Day. So Dr. Fru will be answering questions from the national and international journalists who are here present in this garden. So let's welcome the doctor to see what he has for the world. Doc. Isaac, you're welcome. Thank you. Relevant is this year's theme?
Yeah, thank you. I believe this theme has been timely because at the end of the decade declared by African heads of states, which plays the period 2001 to 2010 as a decade for African traditional medicine. In fact, so many things have been going on. There's a lot of reawakening, a new spirit that has been injected into traditional medicine. And this has caused so many people, including charlatans, to jump into this field, to dive into this field, and not mastering what traditional medicine is all about. They have dived into the bushes, and they have been so wild in exploiting the medicinal plants, destroying them, and even causing some to extinct. I believe this team has been timely because it has created a pace for us to start preaching preaching about the conservation of medicinal plants, which is African heritage, which we believe is supposed to be protected, conserved for future generations, for posterity.
So, doctor, do you foresee traditional medicine being extinct from the earth's surface one day?
Many are already extinct, and we will work hard to see that those which are still there, they are being maintained from being extinct.
How do you maintain them? How?
Thank you. We maintain them starting from seeing how we can plant more and more traditional medicines, protect them, the aspect of harvesting, to teach those who don't know how to harvest, how they can harvest these plants to make sure they don't destroy them, they don't kill them, so that they grow and they are there for posterity.
Doctor, as a traditional doctor, what message do you have for the population as per the celebration of this day?
Thank you. I'm calling on the population, especially the Cameroonian public or Africans in particular, to go in for traditional medicine, because through our research for more than 1.5 decades, we have discovered that we are sick and dying each day because of dietary divergence, because we are destroying what is protecting us. Because if you go back to biology, plants are known as the primary producers in the food chain. There are those that produce our medicine. There are those that produce the oxygen that we need to breathe. Without them, there will no oxygen and won't exist. There are those that produce the food that we need to eat. There are those that feed, even they produce food to feed the insects, the animal we depend on for food. So I'm calling on the general public to go in for plants. That is where they'll get the magnesium, the iron, the vitamin A, everything that God has given man for food and medicine, because there are those that produce even the medicine we use. That's why if you go back to the Holy Scripture in Genesis, God said, for the grass are for the cattle, whereas the herbs are for man for medicine. If you go back in Ezekiel 47:12, God said, for the fruits of the plants are for man for food, whereas the leaves are for healing of the nations. If you go by Ezekiel 22, if you go in Revelation 22 verse 2, it's still there. For the fruits of the plants are for man for food, whereas the leaves are for the healing of the nations. If I draw you back to Jeremiah 8:22, the Lord asks, is there no balm in Gilead? Are there no healers there? If they are there, why are my people still sick and dying? Is there no medicine? Is there no candlestick in Gilead? Are there no Dr. Frus there? If they are there, why are the people still sick and dying? So they should go in for traditional medicine. It's ordained and given to man by the Lord Almighty. We are sick and dying because we have abused the laws of nature. We have neglected the rules God has put in place to bind life.
Dr. Fru, anybody who knew you in the 90s and sees you now would think that you have never changed. What is your secret?
Ooh, I live nature. I speak nature. I bathe with nature. I rub nature. Everything about me is nature.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. This team is important because it has triggered our minds to see how we start preserving our African medicinal plants for posterity. Because if you go by the team, it's a preservation of medicinal plants, Africa's heritage. So it triggers our mind, triggers our spirit to see how we are going to start protecting our African plants, especially medicinal plants, because many of them have been extinct within the centuries. So if we don't work hard to preserve them for posterity, then our future generation will not meet these plans and it will be a chaos. Thank you. You know, it is, we believe the recognition, official recognition, you know, the WHO, if you see, the Cameroon government is under United Nations, and World Organization is an organ of United Nations. Cameroon is a signatory to WHO. It means they are under the umbrella of WHO. So it beats my imagination when World Organization come up with rules mounting pressure on African government, African head of state, African Minister of Health to see how they recognize traditional medicine, how it has to be institutionalized, how it has to be incorporated into the national health systems. But there are some overzealous people in the government trying to resist, fight against it. When they are under that umbrella, they just have to obey. So WHO, we are working following what WHO is fighting for, not what individuals, because of their selfish aims in the country, are fighting for. WHO is mounting pressure. If you go back, if you see, this day is not a day designated by traditional doctors. It is a day designated by AU, African Union, heads of states, including Cameroon, to promote traditional medicine, to recognize the importance of traditional medicine. And it came after a series of meetings by African heads of states. That is why in 2001, the African heads of states declared the period 2001 to 2010 as the decade for African traditional medicine.
Yes, can you give us your definition of the word of the expression traditional medicine?
Yeah, okay, I will give you definition of traditional medicine following WHO, not mine, that people might think I'm misleading. If we go back by the 1976 definition of traditional medicine by World Health Organization, WHO, The World Health Organization defines traditional medicine as the sum total of all knowledge and practices, whether explicable or not, used in the identification, the diagnosis, or the prevention or the healing of any physical, mental, or social disequilibrium, and based exclusively on knowledge being handed down from generation to generation, either by word of mouth or through writing. So they say it's knowledge being handed down, used, whether it's approved or not, used in identifying disease, in treating disease, be it physical, mental, or social. In social, you have spiritual and so on. And it's not medicine that must be proven in the lab. Our local parents who have not even gone to school, they prepare our traditional meals, achu, kwakoko, Bible, mix the thing anyhow. The scientists have never asked, have they been tested and proven that it's non-toxic? Has it been tested and proven? Because it is a practice based on knowledge handed down, and they believe because it has been proven with time. The same too, traditional medicine has been proven with time. It's not a venture. We need to go into test and proving. When you go into a venture, start diving into medicinal plants that have not been handed down that they are medicines. That is what you need to do testing and proving. But what we are using are medicines that have been handed to us that they are good for human consumption.
Qu'est-ce qu'on peut avoir comme bilan après 9 ans de célébration? Qu'est-ce qui a été ajouté à ce qu'on avait auparavant?
Achievement after 9.
Yeah, I believe for the past years, because this is the 9th African traditional medicine. For the past years, we have been educating the society, and if you go around, you see that more and more people are becoming aware of the importance of traditional medicine for their health needs. We have launched crusades over the media, both the print, the audiovisual media. We have been carrying out crusade door to door to educate the society, and we have had a lot of positive feedbacks. Before, so many people were shy; they used to shy away from traditional medicine, but they now embrace traditional medicine. More and more people now go in for traditional medicine. I believe if WHO carry out another statistics, because the old statistics stands that more than 80% of Africa rely on traditional medicine for their health needs. I believe if they go into statistics now in Cameroon, following the works we have done, they will come up with a new statistic that it may be more than 90% of Cameroonians now depend on traditional medicine.
Try Me is an anointed healing panacea produced from 24 plants of life and 48 species of life, a combination which has given it an overwhelming and irresistible strength over all forms of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual imbalance or malaise. Try Me, also known as the balm of Africa or the miracle, is 100% organic and natural with a lot of mystical properties. Try Me inhibits, eradicates, heals, and keeps the whole system free from parasites, microbes, and all negative radiations. Try Me detoxifies and cleanses the blood of all impurities, repairs damaged cells and tissues, and boosts the immune system naturally and supernaturally. Try Me dissolves tumors and cancerous cells and regulates the functioning of all cells, tissues, and organs. Try Me has received 2 awards in less than 4 months as the best natural medication in the decade for the cure of many tropical diseases. Confess the wonders of Try Me and be blessed by the good Lord who has inspired Dr. Fru Richard to come up with this millennium challenging product to help heal the world of all ailment, as it is written in Ezekiel 47 verse 12 and Revelations 22 verse 2, where there is no cure, Try Me is the hope and the answer.
As you rightly said, when couples are together or partners together and there's these difficulties in bringing forth a baby, the accused is always a woman. And they believe that, most people come to me, oh doctor, look up, my woman need a bone, or the woman, I need a bone. When they ask, I say, are you the one not able to receive, or is it the man not able to put? remember in the early 2000s when I used to send patients, by then I have not yet had a laboratory. I used to send patients to go and carry out herpes simplex diagnosis in Douala. When they go, most of the doctors, the medical doctors, they will challenge them and say, this traditional doctor, those charlatans, what do they know about what is herpes? Herpes c'est quoi? They will even change the diagnosis that they should go and conduct by what they feel is troubling them. They will go and conduct with negative. When the patients come back to me, I will shout at them, I told you to go to the lab, not to meet a doctor. I'm a professional myself.
If you want to call back and that stick, and man go remember na Dr. Fru. If you want to call back and that stick, and man go remember na Dr. Fru.
Dr. Fru, Dr. Fru, na canastic. Dr. Fru, Dr. Fru, na canastic.
We are going to present to you the various products that the Garden of Eden International Healing and Research Foundation has produced so far. I think you will have the doctor to tell us something about them. He's going to explain some of the medicinal properties of some of these particular drugs. So let's have the doctor talk.
We actually have more than 200 different brands of medicines that we have researched and produced from more than 500 medicinal plants over the years. These are just samples of what we have in this institution. They might look very simple, but they have a lot of medicinal properties ranging from physical to spiritual. This one is one of the latest antibiotics. You know, most of our antibiotics we have been giving people to boil, drink, and we discovered that so many patients are finding, those who are mobile, finding it difficult to boil medicines, drink. So we came up with this Microbin 2011, that is MB 2011, that is the name of the drug, Microbin 2011. This one is a universal antibiotic that we just came up with to help treat very stubborn or resistant health crises, especially diseases like gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia, herpes, and so on. This is the famous Trimine that has been creating waves all over the world. We use it to heal from bacteria, fungal infection, viral infections, toxins in the system, poisoning, to witchcraft, spiritual diseases. This is a simple drug. We have so many professors of medicine who have written from Germany. They have tested this medicine and have their feedbacks that the results they got from their laboratories are beyond description. They did not believe it. Some even open oracle under the tree because they are too powerful. Example, just like Moringa Iboga tabinante. You see the plant, there's a plant at the garden there. It sits like pepper. That's the plant that if you open the internet, you see what that plant is all about. You'll be afraid to pass where that plant is growing. So those are the type of plants, just like Moringa oleifera. If you read about Moringa, you see what Moringa can do. It's marvelous. So it's those type of plants that we have selected all over African continent to come out with 24 plants to produce Trimine. There are 48 spices of life. If you go to certain communities on earth, there are certain spices that they depend on as their secret. Those are the spices we have combined, especially the Yoruba and Muslim community. Those are the spices we have combined to come out with this wonderful drug. That people even use it now to produce solution that is sprinkled to neutralize negative powers. This is the wonderful AOT, antioxytocin, that we came up with for the treatment of HIV/AIDS. That most of you heard that I was told not to launch it. But they say I can only use it, but I shouldn't launch it. So this product is we came up with this product thanks to Try Me. It's a modification of the formula of Try Me that we came up with this AOT, anti-oxytocin, which we are using now. I have so many patients in England, US, they even tell me that they have discovered that it's very good when they take it with milk, that they enjoy it so much. And many dying patients taking it just for 1 week, 2 weeks, they start regaining their health. It's a wonderful product. We are using it now, not only to cure HIV/AIDS. If you read on the packet, you will not find anything like HIV/AIDS. They say it's antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic, antitoxin, antiviral, anti-cancer or tumor. Then we have ENOP. No, I think I wouldn't even belong about the ENOP. If you read what is ENOP, I just want to show you, because there are people who come here, they are moved, because the easiest diseases we handle here are spiritual diseases, witchcraft. Those are the easiest, more than malaria. There's nobody who come here with spiritual disease and go back the same. Everybody, welcome everybody here. They are the easiest for us. These are the simple things we give. This plant contains plants that where they grow, witches don't pass. It contains 24 plants, and those people are why always 24. I don't know why. But not those in Try Me. They are not the plants of life. They are plants against witchcraft. Then we have another product here known as Extra Time. It's for sexual dysfunction or sexual weakness and so on, from the name Extra Time. It makes that, it means that even you play for 90 minutes, you can prolong to extra time, 30 more minutes. How much does it cost? It's not only for sexual. If you read on the sachet, it is written that it is a general body invigorator. It means that if you feel tired after work, you have dizziness, fatigue, you take it within a few minutes, you regain energy and continue work. If we meet patients who used to consult us around 1997, 1998, 1999, 2000, they used to buy this medicine. By then it was not as strong as this. One packet was 4,500. Then this one is one of the best medicine we have here for malaria, abdominal parasites, like fungi, and so many other health problems. They call basiphenone or ansaplane. Then Enteroplus or Enteromine, this is the first antibiotic that many people know that we have been using to cure so many diseases. And this is what we use to cure appendicitis that medically they say they can only operate. Then there is a medicine here known as No River. No River is a drug we are using to cure all sorts of coughs. People come here with TB, that is a give treatment for 1 year, so majority maximum is 2 months. It disappears. Any type of cough, just mix with honey, just powder, mix with honey and be eaten as prescribed. It cures coughs, lung infection, and even coughs that are due to allergy. Because not every cough that is due to bacteria, viruses, or dust particles, or some are due to allergy, certain growths or whatsoever in the lungs can provoke coughs. So we give for that. Then we have nothing to something, A, or good day. This one is a spiritual treatment that we use to dismantle all sorts of evil powers. Whether there's nyongo here, we use this medicine within seconds, it is mantled. Whether there's water of power here, this one is powder form, you just put on charcoal and you warm, it gives delivery. Then you have Prostate O. This is a drug that I've used to stop people who were referred to go and carry out operation in Germany for third operation for prostate cancer. This is a drug, Prostate O. We have Prostate O and Prostate E. Prostate O, the one they take oral. Prostate E, the one they take as enema. So the Prostate O is just powder. They take in pap, yogurt, milk, or honey. It has multiple ways of taking it. Just open and you take it any medium of your choice. It destroys prostate cancer. Then the enema they take as pump, what they commonly call pump, enema. Then we have Garden of Eden ginseng tea. This is our Garden of Eden ginseng tea. You know, ginseng is considered as a universal healer. It has powers that have carried out a lot of research about ginseng. They have so much power that even scientists say there's so much power in ginseng that they have been unable to detect. They just bring names to just call them. Call these powers a ginseng. A lot of supernatural power. It's more expensive. But I'm making this one very big. I think a sachet is just 1,000 something. But if you go by the strength, you can sell this sachet for 100,000. If you go to Limbe, I don't call name, but there's one lady, I would say went into a coma, but they say she actually died. Everything, they were ready to go and put her in mortuary. I used just 1 spoon of this and she came back to life. And when she came back, she gave testimony how she met the grandmother, was sitting with another grandmother. Her grandmother was roasting plantain, the other grandmother was roasting cocoyam. The grandmother was calling her, come. The grandmother was telling her that, go back. Why do you want your people to suffer? Go back. She said there was a level that she was at the ceiling, she saw me down. Then when she came back, when I was there, I just removed a tablespoon, put in charcoal iron. I was there praying and sending the smoke, praying on her. The parent asked me, somebody is died. I already prayed the eyes, no longer breathing. Why are you wasting your time? I said, no, the devil is a liar. She will get up. As I was there praying and sending this radiation into her, 30 minutes, I discovered she started breathing. Then he came and she just jumped up. She shouted twice, Mami oh, Dr. Fru don't save me. Mami oh, Mami, 3 times. And she's living now. This is my first discovery on earth. The drug that caused the people of Delegation of Health to call me to leave Limbe and come up to Boya so that I can work on. They call it Sochnal or secret solution. This is a drug that I used in 2007 to cure all the people suffering from Cameroon. People whom they have used all sorts of medicines, it wasn't going. This is the drug. If you meet medical expert, conventional doctor will tell you that the best drug for skin disease in the world. They refer patients from all over the world, they come here with skin disease. This is what I'm using to heal them. Sochnal. It's just to rub. And it gives healing in your skin, your blood, right into the bones. And Camnogo has come back. Camnogo has come back. 2011. It's alarming in Boya, Kumba, and all over. Even Kribi, all over is now. Camnogo has come back. If you have rash, that you are scratching that is sweet, don't know that it's Camnogo. It has come back. It's a fungal infection, very stubborn.
Betoa, the chief palace, called Bicom too.